What is going on, YouTube world? We are KRT Life, KRT Life with the Y, and this video's gonna be a little bit different. This is a life story, I guess, or current situations going on. Coming up next. All right, so as y'all know, all the things that are going on in the world right now with Ukraine, Russia, NATO, and the United States. There's a lot going on. We're not going to get into the politics of all of it, but my wife, Katya, as all y'all know, is Ukrainian, and we're just going to share, I guess, our experiences and what's been happening.
Yeah, I don't know where to start. Yeah, as Reza said, I am Ukrainian. I only been here, it's going to be 17 years, but most of my family is still back home, except my mom. My mom is living here, but my dad is still there, my aunts, uncles, cousins, grandparents, and so on. I have a bunch of friends who got stuck in this mess right now, and then I guess the only thing, I don't want to take any sides, I don't want to voice my opinions. The only thing I can talk about what people are actually going through and what's actually happening. So half of my family, when everything started happening early Thursday morning, last Thursday, the 24th of February, my aunt just told me that around 5:30 they heard the explosions, and my family lives in the center of Ukraine, so we're not really close to any borders. We're kind of like smack in the middle. And even so, she could hear explosions and stuff. And when my uncle went outside, he would see the Russian planes are flying really low. So it was really scary. And they just packed up immediately and trying to escape and get to closest border, I guess, cross wherever they can cross. So they went towards Poland. My dad refused to go. So my dad is by himself in the house. Taking care of the animals and, just try to make it through. My uncle, my aunt, their daughter, my cousin with the two kids, wife, and the grandmother headed towards Poland. Took them almost 6 days to get there. It took them 5 days, and it took 22 hours to cross the actual border. And she said we were lucky, that was fast. Majority of people stand there for at least 2 days minimum. They don't let anybody out. If it's a man between 18 years of age and 60, you are not allowed to leave. There's only have to be special conditions for them to let you through. So my uncle isn't in a great health. He was able to pass, but that was really difficult. My cousin, he wasn't able to cross, so he had to send his wife, his two daughters, and a grandmother, 9-year-old grandmother, away to another country, who knows where. Apparently, some of the volunteers in Poland took them in. And Polish people have been really, really great to Ukrainians right now, because they say a lot of volunteers, a lot of organization and logistics are really set up, a lot of food, a lot of any kind of humanitarian help and aid they need. So we're lucky in that sense. My uncle and my aunt with their daughter, I believe, going to try to make it to Germany because they have a friend there, and then ask for also legal help to see if we need to request a refugee status or what to do. Anybody who's staying in Poland, unless you're taking a refugee status, they give you 2 weeks to stay. And within those 2 weeks, you can make a decision if you want to apply for refugee status. I don't know full details from everything I've seen. I believe they give you 3 years worth of, 3 years to be able to live on their territory. I saw the condition that you cannot work for first 6 months, and I'm not really sure the details, but I'm sure they're probably going to be supplying help. My aunt and my uncle said that all the public transport is absolutely free to all the Ukrainians right now. They said a lot of people just giving out food on the street to people, just to support in any kind of way. I know a lot of other countries taking refugees. I know Germany does. I've seen the Friends does. I think you can cross the border to Hungary as well. But the problem is so tough, and if you didn't leave right off the bat, when that happens, right now it's almost impossible to move from city to city. And some cities are a little bit more quieter, some cities are really bad. The two cities that my family is at and my friends are somewhat relatively more quiet, but they still have they can still hear the bombings, they can still hear the shellings, they can still see the planes and helicopters, and they're really low. They shut off all their power at night to make sure there's no lights, to not draw any attention. There's no food in the stores in most of the places. My aunt has to go to 5-6 different stores just to get a little bit of food. My grandma is with her, and neither one of them in the great health, so it takes a lot to go and, hunt for food pretty much. The scary part is that they handing out weapons to protect, but there's no accountability. You don't know if the person is stable to handle the weapon, if they know how to handle the weapon. And a lot of people are looting. A lot of people walking and try to rob the houses. Like somebody knocked on my grandmother's door saying, "We're here to instruct you what to do in case of, bombings and stuff." And that was not the actual real help. That's the people who are trying to come and rob. Thankfully, she didn't open the door, so that was lucky, but it is terrifying that everything's going on. A lot of my friends also have small children. They saying they sleeping in the basements, people sleeping in the bathtubs, anywhere they can just to protect themselves. They had to rearrange the furniture. They have to tape the windows if the windows are still there so they don't shatter. Kiev is really bad. Kharkov is really bad. They only show certain things on the news, but there's a lot of action going on in other cities, smaller cities that they don't even cover at all. But multiple people died. People living in the metro stations for days at this point. It's been terrifying. All I can say is that, every person is out there. They just want this to stop, obviously. But the problem is also that both sides are going to be suffering, Ukrainians and Russians both. Because there are people who support the war, there are people who don't support the war, and they just kind of stuck in that mess. There'll be a lot of hate towards Russians. I know I still have Russian friends, and I know people already experiencing some of it, and it's just a big mess. All I can say is we just try to make it through and taking it one day at a time. It's really depressing. It's stressful mentally. Is really challenging. Yeah. All we can do is just update to what we know, what's happening. Hopefully this will end soon.
Yeah. Is that everything?
Yeah, I don't know what else to say.
All right, y'all. With KRT Life with the Y, like, subscribe, comment, and all that, and pray for Ukraine. And let's all hope that we can have a swift resolution to end this war, and it doesn't, drag out like so many other wars and that have, ravaged our planet. Yeah. So we'll see y'all in the next vlog, and stay human, y'all. Peace.